I apologize ahead of time. I only speak English. Before I start, I want to say that even though this was a dream, I was not ever sure that it would happen. And we'll go on from there, but I am so happy to be here today and to see all of you here. So happy to honor this wonderful, beautiful woman. She was hard to deny in life, and her spirit is just as hard to deny in death. How else can you explain the draw this woman has, who was defamed over 60 years ago and buried in a way that assured she would be forgotten, only to find 26 years later that there is a ceremony to celebrate her life and achievements and to acknowledge her life publicly so that she will never be forgotten again. Today ends the first and possibly the most important chapter in my part of the story of how Hellé Nice found me. Several years ago, I found a hardcover book on a sale table. The now famous photograph of a smiling woman atop a Bugatti was intriguing. I turned it over and read the reviews. Interesting, I thought. $5? What have I got to lose? Little did I know how much I had to gain when I picked up the book. As I read the words, I was captured, I was thrilled, I was saddened, and ultimately angry. I could not understand how this could happen to a woman so bold and so strong. The last paragraph of the Bugatti Queen reads, "My wish above all is that her extraordinary life should not be forgotten. A heroine who rose from obscurity and who now lies in an unmarked grave deserves to be honored and recalled as she was once described, as a champion of the world." These heartfelt words by Miranda Seymour were read by many. Most readers agreed with Miranda, saying, yes, she's right. Hellé Nice should not be forgotten. Hellé Nice made sure that I understood those words that so touched my heart, and they became my call to action. The actions that have followed up to this point have been serendipitous, a path planned for me to walk. As I put the book down, I went to my computer. I Googled Miranda Seymour. I sent her an email to tell her how much I enjoyed the book. In my first email to Miranda on March 16th of 2008, I began by saying how fortunate I was to be reading the book and that I echoed her sentiment in the introduction that said, "I shall miss her." I also asked her in the email if she knew if there was a foundation in Hellé's honor. I was not expecting a reply, even though I had asked her that night to please return email. How very bold that was. Miranda replied the next day to the email, and in October of that year, 5 years after The Bugatti Queen was published, I met Miranda in London, face to face, and I will add at this point that she was not sure of my intentions, but she met me anyway. I had promised Hellé no was not an option. No matter what she thought, Miranda continued to send me names of those to contact to help me. Every instance of contact with people that I have met with no resistance. I have done internet radio interviews in print, and sent out countless emails to gather support for this project, all met with favorable replies. My friends here in Sainte Mesme have been contacting more and more people throughout Europe. There has been a great outpouring of support, as you can see from the attendance here today. Hellé has supported me and provided me with a very broad-based support. There is an artist here in France, Xavier La Victoire, who donated 3 of his own prints to me to auction off to raise money for the plaque. There's another artist who emailed me from Portugal who did 2 original pieces of art and sent them to me without asking. The funds continue to be raised to help pay for the marker and this ceremony. I have met through Hellé Nice with some of the most wonderful people imaginable, many of whom are here today. Miranda Seymour, Dr. Patricia Lee Young, who is a supporter and who has given me countless hours on the phone to answer all of my questions on Hellé Nice and numerous other female racers. Louis Dijon and his wife Elizabeth, Bruno Perrin and Valerie, and those involved with the Souvenir Hellé Nice, members of the DeLong family, and Marianne Dickinson from California, who was so moved by the story of Hellé Nice. She became a supporter, and she flew in just for a few days for this ceremony to be here with us today. These people have helped bring the memory of Hellé Nice back into the open. All here today share a passion for doing what is right to finally honor this beautiful, talented, and courageous woman for her achievements. Achievements she found important to pursue in a man's world. She stands beside me today as an inspiration to do what I feel is important and to make every day an adventure. I thank you all for being here, for bringing all of these wonderful automobiles that you have all brought out today. It is a beautiful thing to see. And for the flowers, and for keeping Hellé Nice alive in your hearts and minds for all these years. It is a fitting tribute and an honor to a woman who shall now stand as a heroine and a pioneer in women's motorsports. Merci beaucoup. May she now rest here in peace.